And we're live. And I have lipstick on and it looks kind of like a clown lipstick, but it isn't. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I'm excited to be live with you today. It's Tuesday. Week's going, it's moving. Anyways, what's going on? I do my best to go live with you as often as possible. And let's see, my name's Alexandra. I was diagnosed with HSV1 in 2003 and HSV2 in 2011. So I've been living with herpes for 19 years. I'm like almost 20 years. I don't even want to say 20 years, but for almost 20 years. I've been going public about my herpes diagnosis since 2017. So I've been talking about it with the purpose of supporting you. When I was diagnosed in 2011 with genital herpes, it was absolutely devastating. It was tragic. It was suffocating. It was paralyzing. I mean, as you all know, if you have herpes, you feel that your life is over and you feel like it's over. I mean, you feel like all your hopes and dreams have gone out the door. So anyways, this is your opportunity here to ask your questions. This is your opportunity to ask questions about what it's like dating, what it's like disclosing, what it's like to get outbreaks, how to prevent outbreaks, how to prevent further outbreaks, all of those things. This is your opportunity to ask your questions. I love the hearts, you guys, so thank you for all the hearts. And I get hundreds of questions on here, so I do my best to answer them as they come. So I will get to them. If I don't, I know you understand that I'm doing my best to get to them all. And if you know someone that has herpes, this is a great resource to share with them. I go live, I do fun TikToks, I have a lot of free content. This is your opportunity to support them. You can also send them to my website, which is Life with Herpes. I have exclusive information if you're on the email list, so you do get exclusive deals and perks and things like that. So that is how to support your friend if they're dealing with herpes or if you have herpes. All right, so let me go through the questions. Yeah, you can ask your questions here. Haven't gotten tested, but I think I have lesions. I started taking acyclovir. So I would recommend getting tested. That way you know. I know a lot of times we think like ignorance is bliss. I'd rather not know, but it's important to know, because when you are moving forward, when you are dating, when you are disclosing, that's going to be something that is going to be really important to let your future partners know. One of the things that's important about that is knowing what type you have. HSV1 is extremely common. 2 out of 3 people have HSV1, and HSV2 is common, not as common, but it's 1 out of 6 people have HSV2. So it's extremely common for people to be living with herpes, and you want to maybe know. Hi, Clinton. You have, because if your partner has it as well, then it's easier to know. My entire team just showed up. My little boy, are you going to go live with mommy?
And take my shoes off.
Take your shoes off. This is my son, Clinton. I'm a mommy. My dog, Scarlett, walked by.
Take my shoes off.
And you want to take your shoes off. Okay.
How often? Take my boots off.
We're taking your boots off. Okay, how often do I get outbreaks? Oral outbreaks.
Stop! Stop! Oh, Hudson, TV. Oh, Hudson,
Do both that. Hi, guys. How often do I get outbreaks? So HSV1, I have had it for 19 years, and I have had 4 oral outbreaks. My first one was 14 years later, so I do not get them very often. Genital outbreaks, I have dealt with them. I have gone through seasons where it's outbreak on top of outbreak. You get an outbreak and then you get another outbreak on top of that outbreak, or back-to-back outbreaks, or just nonstop outbreaks. So it's definitely something I have dealt with. I've gone on the antiviral, I've gone off the antiviral. Currently I'm off the antiviral, and I support myself with supplements, making sure my immune system is optimal, making sure I have plenty of vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin C, zinc, as well as multivitamins. But my bag of tricks, my major ones that I use to fight my herpes outbreaks naturally are lysine and monolaurin. These 2 things combined together have been really beneficial. The lysine helps block the arginine. It helps block the replication of the herpes virus, and the monolaurin helps with breaking down the enveloped virus. So it's an outer layer, outer shell that is around herpes virus, and it helps dissolve that so our immune system can go in. So these are what I use. You do get a discount, a Life with Herpes discount. Also, I have some natural products that I like to use as well. So this soap, it is our Reviver soap. This soap is amazing. It's something that I use, my son uses, my husband uses. The new soaps that we have are not colored. We just had an issue with getting consistency with the dye. These are all natural, and they're formulated to help lower our, reduce our nervous system, like get it more normal, and things like that. So this is the Rescue Balm. You can put it directly on your outbreaks. Anyways, lots of interesting things. I can get on that topic if you guys want in the future, but let me get back to some other things. These are all links for you, by the way. You love that I call them my team, my kids. I know my son and my dog, they're my team. I'm a husband with a wife on the side. How can I be safe with them? So if you have it and they do not, then you would want to, according to the FDA, the best way is taking the antiviral. It's not something you have to take. It's something that you can choose to take. You can also help suppress it by getting your immune system as strong as possible. The stronger your immune system, the less active your outbreaks are going to be. And then also taking supplements like monolaurin, like lysine, and then angiographis. There are some studies. I need to do more on this. There's some studies that help with, that have shown that it helps prevent the virus getting into a new person. It helps prevent the infection of a new virus. So this is really good, angiographis. Again, I have it all linked, or I should have it all linked for you. You've been riddled with anxiety about disclosing. It's the timing that scares me. Do I wait or early on? So personally, I think that it's important to disclose when you're ready to be intimate with somebody. We don't need to disclose right away. We don't need to disclose before the first date. We need to go on a date and see if we even like the person, if we're ready to date that person. So I would wait till you're ready to be intimate with that person, and that's when you have the conversation about sexual health. That's when you have the conversation about birth control. That's when you have the conversation about what is your relationship doing? Is it exclusive? Is it monogamous? Non-monogamous? All that. And that's when you bring up the conversation about getting tested and how it's important to get tested because you have a lifelong STD and you want to make sure that you don't get another one. And you also want to do everything you can to prevent transmission to your partner. So I recommend doing that when you're ready to be intimate with somebody. Me personally. I also think that it's important to do it in person. This sex is a personal thing. We've made it impersonal as time has gone on, but it is a very personal thing. And so if it's a personal thing, it should be an in-person conversation. Can it come and go once you have it, or is it permanent? You will have it for life. It's a virus. We can't rid ourselves of a virus. It's in our bodies forever. What we can do is allow it to be dormant in our system. So by having a stronger immune system, it will have less and less outbreaks. So yeah. That's so funny. You love my team. Yeah, my little boy, my dog, or my team. Guys, again, like if you know people that have herpes, this is a great information to share with them. Definitely share this information with them and we can help support them. You just got diagnosed 2 months ago and while being engaged for 5 years and thinking he cheated. So that may not be true. Definitely have your partner get tested, but it's something that you may have had prior to your first outbreak. Herpes, this is the funny and annoying thing about it. It's not funny, but like the frustrating thing about it is it can be dormant in your system for weeks, months, years, and decades before you get your initial outbreak. So you could have had it, been diagnosed 6 years ago or been in contact with it 6 years ago and are just now getting your first outbreak. So don't think that your partner cheated. Definitely have your partner get tested. That's going to be an important thing as well. What are the signs of an outbreak? They're going to be different for everybody and it's going to be different as it moves along in your body. But for me, typically it's run down, like you're just like, oh, tired. Sometimes it's swollen lymph nodes. It can be your lymph nodes here or the lymph nodes in your groin. And for me, I get like a jolt, like a lightning bolt jolt in the area that I get outbreaks. It's like along the nerve. And then I can feel like like maybe a bug or a spider is walking on my skin. So those are kind of like the itchy, tingly sensations that I personally feel. And a lot of other people can feel flu-like symptoms, just extreme exhaustion. Obviously, if you see a blister or a cut, that would be a sign of an outbreak. Hey girl, oh my God, I finally experienced my first outbreak and my body was itchy. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is itchy. I'm sorry. I'm just going through all of the, I hate when like you look at the questions and then they all come out. Did your children contract it from birth? No, my son, I have one child. My son does not have herpes. So I had a vaginal birth and I did not transmit it during the vaginal birth. What do lesions look like? They can look like a paper cut. So that's the thing about herpes. It can look different. It's not just like, oh, that is herpes. You can, it can be one blister. It can be a cluster of blisters. Typically the blisters are fluid filled, not pus filled. So not like a zit that has like pus. It's more fluidy filled. Or it can be a paper cut. And that's why a lot of times people will go, oh, I just had this like paper cut and it was probably from shaving or I nicked it. It can be a lot of times misdiagnosed or misconstrued by like looking at razor burn or things like that. So it can look a little bit different. It can be red. It can be a little bit raised skin. So when you give birth, do your kids get it? No. If you do not have an active outbreak and you're on the antiviral, you have a less than 1% chance of transmitting it to your child or children. So I did not miss something 86. I don't see your question, so ask it again. I would love to answer it. How long do outbreaks last? So your first outbreak can last weeks. It can be like 3 weeks, which is awful. Then they can go down to about 5 days, 7 days, 2 days. Mine will last anywhere from like 24 hours to a week at this point in my life. Just joining, what do you recommend using? So if you want to use something topical, I don't think. Our Secret Study Wellness products are the best products out there. We have this recovery soak, which is awesome for if you feel like an outbreak is coming on. I don't take baths enough. In fact, I don't really even like baths. But if I do take a bath, this is going to be the best thing. It helps with the irritation of a herpes outbreak. These are Epsom salts. There's also other sea salts. There's olive oil. There's other essential oils in here that are going to help calm your nervous system, and that's the key. And this really helps dry it out. It also adds minerals to your body like magnesium, which can help relax you and help you sleep. So this is awesome. And then topically, this is our best seller. It's the Rescue Balm. And this also has other essential oils like peppermint, like eucalyptus, like lemon balm to help fight the herpes virus. So this is also really, really helpful to use topically. Okay. I have HSV2 and I've noticed my son gets these blisters on his lips. Is it possible to transmit it through towels? Yes, it is. It's not very common. I'd say if you have an active outbreak and then you touch the towel on the active outbreak and then the person touches the towel, yes. But typically you're not using towels back to back. So I would have, if you're questioning your son's blisters on his lips, have it swabbed just so you can find out. Guys, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are scared. Why are you scared? Froze Bear. Do I recommend antivirals? So I can't recommend, I'm not a doctor. Personally, I'm not on antivirals. I was on them at different seasons in my life. In fact, a year ago, I was on them because I was having back-to-back outbreaks. I've decided in this last year to really focus on naturally boosting my immune system, naturally finding supplements that my body can fight the virus. I believe that our bodies are able to fight what comes across it. And so I wanted to do that naturally. I'm really big into lysine, I'm big into monolaurin, I'm big into angiographis. So these are the products that I take daily to help fight it. And so this is what I'm naturally taking. But if taking the antiviral is going to be really beneficial for you, a lot of times it's mindset, then definitely talk to your doctor. Is herpes curable? It's not curable. It's able to go dormant in our body, but it's not curable. Experiencing my first outbreak after 7 months, and my body is so itchy right now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gabby. Do the blisters completely go away after an outbreak, like become unnoticeable? Absolutely. They go away, and you don't know that you had it. It's not like a permanent, like, oh, that person clearly has herpes. No, like you don't see it. Yeah, I don't know where your question is, Miss something 86. Is it transmitted through birth? It can be if the mother has an active outbreak. So if she has an outbreak while giving birth, then it can be transmitted during birth. I was recently diagnosed about a week ago. I'm terrified about spreading it or myself genitally, or to myself. So once you have the antibodies, you cannot reinfect yourself. So that's going to be something that's important to know, is once you have the antibodies, you're not going to reinfect yourself with the same virus. But yeah, no, I'm not on the antivirals. Can you spread it when you're not having an outbreak? There's this thing called viral shedding that can happen, and the virus, the host, we don't know that we're contagious. We don't have signs or symptoms. So you can spread it when you don't have an outbreak, unfortunately. Sorry, I moved and like all the questions showed up and I don't see where they were. What would trigger your first outbreak if it's been dormant for years? Most likely stress. It was probably something stressful, or your immune system, like maybe you had something else going on, your body was fighting something else, but it would probably be stress. Is it regularly tested for? No. So herpes is not included in the STI panel. So when you go in to get tested for herpes, it's not included, which is frustrating. And that's why most people have it and don't know they have it. And that's why there's a stigma. What did one snowman say to another snowman? Do you smell carrots? That's good. I just got here, what kind of outbreaks are we talking about? Herpes outbreaks, genital and oral herpes. How do you prevent the spread to your husband? We don't have sex when I have outbreaks. I take the antivirals, I take monolorin and lysine daily to help keep it suppressed, and I communicate with him on it. Guys, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. And also, if you know someone that has herpes, this information is really helpful. So please feel free to share it with them. I appreciate that. And they will appreciate that. Doesn't everyone have a bit of the virus? Everybody has some form of herpes. There's hundreds of herpes viruses. Everyone has some form of herpes. Everyone has come in contact with the herpes we're talking about, HSV1, HSV2. It's impossible to never come in contact with it. Statistically, they say 90% of the population by the age of 50 have come in contact with it. I think it's more, but that's what it says statistically. So everyone's come in contact with it. It's just a matter of us getting it. Can you get HSV from a dirty tattoo needle or dirty tattoo equipment? I don't know the answer to that, but herpes is not blood, it's skin. So I can't answer that. It's skin to skin transmission. You recently just bought products from your website. You're so excited for them. Yay, I'm glad, Gabby. Try Life with Warts. Okay. Recommend lysine antivirals daily. I can't recommend them, but I'm not a doctor. But if you want to take them together, that's really helpful. Really helpful. Lysine is extremely helpful when dealing with herpes. Do razor bumps commonly get mistaken for them? Yes, a lot of people will think that their razor burn is herpes. You get cold sores inside your nostrils. Yeah, it lives along our nerves, so it may scroll up. It may kind of travel on the nerve inside your nostril. That's another common place for people to get them. Anyone who has ever had chickenpox has dormant herpes and can be passed down to their kids. Anyone who has had chickenpox has a form of herpes. You can't pass it to your children unless you have an active outbreak, which would be at the second go around is called shingles. You don't get chickenpox again. How often did you get outbreaks and when did you first get diagnosed? My oral herpes, HSV1, I had my first outbreak in 2003, my second outbreak in 2014, so not very common. For genital herpes, I was diagnosed in 2011, and I've had multiple outbreaks. So I had lots of them. Now I'm on a good roll and really get them if I'm stressed, like really, really stressed. Can you get, let's see. Does getting cold sores mean you have herpes? Yes. You have herpes if you have cold sores. Can you get HSV from a dirty, you asked me that. I'm not sure. Where can I get these? The vitamins? They should be linked in my bio. You can get them there. And actually, I'm not sure if they're linked. I need to link them. Definitely check back after I get off this live. I will add them if they're not there. And you get a discount for using the promo code that I have there for you. Can I still have a normal life and sex life and have kids normally without transmission? You can still have a normal life. You can still be a mom if you have genital herpes. You may transmit it to a partner. That's something that's, may or may not, just depending on how active your outbreaks are. It depends on your partner's immune system and a lot of different things. But you can still have a totally normal life, totally normal sex life, and you can be a mom and everything. If I'm on the antiviral, will it stop spreading to my partner as long as I'm not active? The antiviral reduces the transmission by 48%, so it is the best thing to prevent transmission. And that's according to the FDA. Did you sound like you're a very good person? I'm sorry this happened to you. Oh, thank you. I mean, it happens to 80% of the population. So, it's not a matter if you're exposed to it. It's just a matter of your body, if you're weak when you're exposed to it and you pick it up. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. I've had a cold sore and been tested and don't have herpes. Have you been blood tested? Because you'd want to look for the IgG antibodies. My smoke detector's going off. It's okay. Okay, I think I answered your question about if you can be a mom. Absolutely. Can you have a normal sex life? Absolutely. You have a cold sore that keeps coming back. Before it would come and go like once a year. Now it's consistent. I would look into, I'd get like your blood work done and see what's going on. Maybe you have some other underlying things going on that may be causing your immune system to be fighting and it can't fight the herpes. Typically, if you're getting lots of outbreaks, it could be you're deficient in something. It could mean, again, something else is active in your body. All right, guys, thank you for going live with me today. I hope you understand I'm not able to get to every single question on here. I will be live again tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep asking questions. Keep watching. Again, if you have friends that need to know this, share this information with them. You can go to lifewithherpes.com, sign up for our newsletter. I have exclusive deals that will come through randomly on there. So I don't promote them here on lives. I don't promote them on social media. It's exclusive deals that come through the email newsletter. Okay, I will see you all soon. I appreciate you all. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye.